Okay, Bezrat Hashem. This will be made available as a free download, that these are the most essential sources for every single one of us. Anyone beginning, these are the 22 keys to life, and the 22 keys to Torah, the 22 keys to wisdom, the 22 keys to assurance that Hashem is good and not at all this monster that we're taught, chas v'shalom. And God forbid, that Hashem is not at all associated with evil teachings like that, God forbid, chas v'shalom. And the Aleph Bet deal away with all misunderstanding and all everything, and show how beautiful Hashem is and how amazing Hashem is. And together we will go through it right now, Bezrat Hashem. So before beginning, the teacher would scribe all of the Aleph Bet on the blackboard, or here whiteboard. And so the Targum and Shir Hashirim, the sages teach v'nismecha ba. What does it mean? We will rejoice in you, as translated, or whatever. That's how it's translated in English. The Targum is v'nechadeh v'nivdach be'asrin v'tartin atvan b'michteva behon. That we will rejoice, we will be happy, v'nivdach. I think from the word b'dicha as well to joke, but also hadacha mibifnim and shtifa mibachutz, as the sages say in Masechet Berachot, to get that quote exactly. But basically, the Aleph Bet sort of cleaning from the inside. That basically the Aleph Bet like reprogram a person. They change the inside of a person. They clean from all these evil misunderstandings and irrational fears and all these problems that so much of life is mental, and chas v'shalom, if not all of life, and just to get a hold of what's real, what's really true, what's really beautiful and everything, and how to be safe and healthy, and how to begin to understand life and what to do, that the Aleph Bet are literally the guides before anything. The whole Torah is transmitted with these symbols. As Rabbi Akiva, introduces and says, Elu, these that you point to. When you say these, you're seeing the Aleph Bet in their true forms, exactly as they appear on an authentic scroll. Rabbi Akiva is saying, Elu, these are the Kaf Bet, the 22 otiyot, the 22 signs, symbols, and the sages call them pictures. As Hagaon Harab Zamir Kohen Shlita brings in the name of the Tanaim and the names of the sages, that there's a book called Sefer HaTmuna, attributed to the Tana Rabbi Nechunya ben Hakaneh. And Hagaon Harab Aryeh Kaplan Zatzal says that he was the Mekubal of the Tanaim period, to understand the level of who we're speaking about. It's just an amazing thing, and part of what's in the sources is to appreciate a little bit of what does it mean, the sages of Israel. What is the level of the Tanaim and Amoraim? To appreciate who these sages are. And okay, that's also there. And so he, in the book Sefer HaTmuna, he says, Tmuna Rishona Ha'ot Aleph, the first Tmuna, the first picture, the symbol, the Ot, which is a sign or symbol, Aleph, the first sign and symbol of the Aleph Bet. And so the sages call them pictures, which is now so easy to explain that the Torah Shebichtav, the scribed, written Torah that's scribed and written with these Aleph Bet that are called Tmunot, pictures. The Torah is scribed in pictures, the first pictorial language in existence that the Aleph Bet are pictures. And so the written Torah is a picture book, and the spoken Torah is the explanation of everything we're seeing. The Torah Sheba'al Peh, the explanation, Hashem, before Moshe could even scribe one symbol of the Aleph Bet, that Hashem had to tell Moshe all of Masechet Sofrim, as HaGaon Rav Moshe Shapiro Zatzal, via kolhalashon.com, via Rabbi Avraham Kalini Shlita, Hashem Yishmeim v'chayim kol mishpachtam, that may Hashem protect them and their families and all good. Basically, you say a blessing out, like a little blessing after the names of very important, good people, thank God, because you want them to continue and to illuminate the world, essentially. And so Hashem had to tell Moshe all of Masechet Sofrim, all of the rules of scribing an authentic Torah scroll. Like, on what are you scribing? Should it be a leaf? Can you scribe the Torah on a leaf? Should it be on some kind of plant, like once it's processed, like papyrus or something? No, it has to be written on an authentic kosher animal scroll, prepared in a certain way. With all these thousands of rules and writing an authentic Torah scroll that ensure its authenticity. And basically, before Moshe could write the written Torah, Hashem had to tell Moshe how to prepare everything. Should the ink be, what ink should it be? Should it be yellow? Should it be gold? Should it be written with, God forbid, blood? Should it be written with, what should it be written with? No, there's a special black metallic ink, apparently. I don't know exactly what it is yet, Zrat Hashem, and how to prepare the parchment and all of these things before Moshe could even scribe the first symbol of the Torah. Okay. Okay. Nana. Okay. So okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay. So before Moshe could even scribe one symbol of the Aleph Bet, Hashem had to tell Moshe all of Masechet Sofrim, all of the rules in writing and preparing a written Torah scroll. And so really when you're seeing the Torah Shebechtav, you're seeing the Torah Sheba'al Peh as well. Because why is it a scroll? On what scroll? Why does it look like that? Because Hashem said so. Because the words that Hashem transmitted to Moshe, telling him what to do. What should I do? Take the hide of a kosher animal, and prepare it. Again, also words just sound so much more beautiful in LASHON HAKODESH and Aramaic, of course, but we're speaking English, so what could we do, you know? But Zrat Hashem, it's very easy to transition back into LASHON HAKODESH and Aramaic. It's very easy, Zrat Hashem, because once we realize that the alphabet are pictures that each tell a specific story, kids will, as Rav Zamir Cohen, Hagaon Rav Rabbi Zamir Cohen Shalita, Shem Shmaya V'Kol Mishpachto, teaches that it helps kids because they won't confuse the shapes of the alphabet anymore, because each shape has a specific shape, of course, and has a specific teaching associated with it, many teachings associated with each symbol of the alphabet, or the picture of the alphabet. And so once the child goes through, once we go through learning how the kids used to learn the alphabet in the times of the sages, as Rabbi Akiva began to learn at the age of 40, then we will see the true shapes of the alphabet. The more we examine each one, we'll never confuse them. We'll see each one as this unique thing, and we'll start to see all the amazing things with the alphabet. You know, the alphabet themselves, as Rav Zamir Cohen, the owner of Rabbi Zamir Cohen Shalita, Shem Shmira V'Chayehu V'Kol Mishpachto, brings that the alphabet themselves are made up of other alphabet, otiyot murkavot me'otiyot acherot. The symbols themselves are made up of other symbols. So now it begins to become like this amazing game. Can you spot the different symbols and tell what symbols make up what other symbols of the alphabet? It's now all visual. For the kids who hate reading, like myself, this is an amazing thing, because it's not reading this Times New Roman font from left to right. It's now seeing these symbols from right to left in K'tav Ashurit with the true forms of the alphabet, which are aesthetically pleasing, not even understanding anything, just simply staring. They look like alien symbols, some would say. Again, just see all the different things that you would see when you look at them. That's why, on one hand, a lot of it is that you don't want to spoil the experience. Go and see, look at the alphabet. It's before anyone even teaches you the alphabet. Maybe it's interesting, what thoughts you have on each thing, or what questions you have on each thing, what you really want to know. When you ask the question, that means that now you are ready to receive the answer. So it's important to question absolutely everything. And that's what's the most amazing thing about the written Torah. The way that it's prepared is any question that you ask about any part of it, from why the ink is black to why you make the lines first, or why from a kosher animal, any question, why is the bet big of Bereshit, why is the hey small of Bihi Bara'am, why is this word spelled like this here, and the same word apparently is spelled slightly differently here? Why is the order flipped? Any question that you have, you can ask. Zrat Hashem, there will be more people to be able to actually answer, not people answering, but people finding the sages who've already answered all of these questions by transmitting everything that Moshe received. To claim that Hashem gave a Torah that's sort of deficient, as Hagaon Rav Aryeh Kaplan, Zecher Tzadik, Brachav, Shlita Hashem Shmei Mechaim Kol Mishpachto. Hagaon Rav Aryeh Kaplan, Zecher Tzadik Brachav, says to claim that Hashem gave a deficient Torah and that nobody knows anything, nobody really understands it, and it's just open to anyone's interpretation, God forbid, and the fact that the Torah had to then be given again, like the claims of religions that the original Torah didn't get it right, or wasn't complete, or not enough, or whatever it is. Chas v'shalom. Hashem gave the entire explanation of everything. It's just that the most essential things we've just been robbed of, because that's how the game is. That's how the enemy works. You okay? Hold on. Good. Good. Wait. Are you good, baby? Okay. So this font is made by Rav Martin Mendelsberg Shlita. Okay, so there are several unique features of LASHON HAKODESH that we touched upon. We can go through them now really quick. But some of the unique features of LASHON HAKODESH, and I highlighted the Kuf because Kadosh, as Rav Zamir Cohen Shlita teaches in the name of the kids in the times of the Talmud, in the Beit HaMidrash, what they said, that the Kuf depicts Kadosh, depicts what Kedusha means. Kedusha means being separate, elevated, unique. There's nothing else like it. That's the word Kadosh, as seen in one, because the Kuf is one of the two symbols with two seemingly separate parts. So Kuf depicts the word Kadosh, what it means to be Kadosh, set apart, unique. There's nothing else like it. That's what it means. Each person is unique. Each person really is Kadosh. Interesting. Okay. And so the unique features that set it apart from all the other languages on earth, that the Aleph Bet, Avnei Yesod Olam, they're the Abraham Avinu, Agaon Rav Aryeh Kaplan Zatzal, Agaon Rav Zamir Cohen Shlita, Agaon Rav Moshe Shapira Zatzal. All the sages bring and teach in the name of Rabbi Akiva, in the name of, as Agaon Rav Moshe Shapira Zatzal said, and Rav Aryeh Kaplan Zatzal said, in the name of Rabbi Akiva, in the name of Abraham Avinu. The way that Abraham Avinu discovered and uncovered God by examining the universe and learning the Aleph Bet, receiving them probably. All I know is that either Abraham originated these teachings himself, which is just an amazing thing, again, to show who Abraham was, that he really thought so well and about everything that he was seeing. And uncovered the Aleph Bet, uncovered the keys to life, and was able to see the Aleph Bet in the world. And when he doesn't know what something is, by examining it and uncovering the Aleph Bet that comprise this thing, he could then begin to understand what it is, or the name of each thing. It teaches you about what is there, what it is. Hagaon Rav Zamir Cohen Shlita, in the name of the Baal HaTurim, that the word Shem is the same symbols. If you just change the vowels, is the word Sham. But the name Shem is a name. The Shem, the name Mar'eh Masham, the name shows you what is Sham, what is there. So the name is so essential because it tells you everything you need to know about what is there. That's why in Tanakh, when they just give you a list of names and you're like, great, I know nothing really about these people, really now you know that the name tells you everything you need to know about what is there. So the names are very significant. Always pay attention to the names of the sages quoted when a certain teaching is being given over. And just everything is significant. The whole Torah really is received word for word, letter for letter. That The true prophets, they don't waste a second. From the youth, that if they're taught right, which is given the alphabet, the keys, they want to learn, and they go through so quickly, with extra divine help, I'm sure, through the entire Torah. And once they do that, and the purer they are, they could actually get, Bezrat Hashem, prophecy is supposed to return. It's prophecy is supposed to return, and people who are pure like that and study the Torah correctly, maybe they will be the actual prophets that are supposed to return. And of course, with Targum, which is all of the words written out in full detail explicitly. I laugh because I've said that so many times, but that is what it is. So another unique feature is you read from right to left. Okay, the Torah is read from right to left. So the bet of Bereshit, this is the first symbol of the Torah, and of course I have to actually update it. Can I even update it here? But yeah, it actually comes with 4 symbols. Maybe I could do that right now. 4. I guess we can do it on that. This is the font that I've been working on. This is a fusion of all the fonts that I've seen and trying to exaggerate or just simply perfect the real shape of what the alphabet is trying to transmit, both in the black, the actual ink part, and both the white shape around. That was really brought to my attention by Rav Tokeir Shlita. That the white around each, the white negative space teaches you things as well, and it's so significant. And there's so many different things, and I realize how many more symbols of the alphabet, the white space is very significant. There's so much to speak about, because this is in the simplest thing. This is really alien symbols. The word alien is the word Elyon, the one who is above and beyond. Alo Yavan, who is above the Yavan, which is the physical. Hashem is Al Yavan. Hashem is Elyon, above and beyond all the physical. Hashem is infinite, which is infinite, which is nothing finite, which is nothing physical, nothing, no image. You can draw all the old or young bearded men that you want, and not once are you depicting God. No chubby angels, whatever, Chas v'Shalom. You could never depict God. You could never any image like that, Chas v'Shalom. But if a person was trying to actually depict God, the closest thing would be maybe the silhouette of a married couple together, husband and wife. Because Hashem is one, which is the perfect unity. That is male and female. Male and female is a concept, as we're going to get to here, that is completely lost in translation. That every single word is either male or female, Zahar or Nekeva. From the second verse of the entire Torah, V'ha'aretz haita, and the earth, she was. Haita means she was, and in English you just have, and the earth was void, and you have no idea that it says Ha'aretz haita, meaning the earth, she was, teaching you the earth is a feminine thing, and everything associated with these things, that all wisdom, it teaches you wisdom and understanding. Learn this and understand that. It's the same kinds of processes, in a way. A mashal. And so the first symbol of the Torah is like an end bracket, essentially. As Rabbi Akiva says, why does the Torah begin with a bet? Because it's closed on all sides and it's open to the future. So if you imagine my cursor, oh my gosh, steady boy. Okay, whatever. Zoom in a little bit. Okay, perfect. If you imagine my cursor is like walking along the inside, and all of a sudden it hits the wall, you realize you cannot go that way. The only way to go is this way. So you go out. And this is the way that life moves, from right to left. Oh my gosh. It has the word right, like right there. Right. Okay, whatever. That's just funny. Okay. But it moves from right to left. And of course, if the Torah moves from right to left, what is English going to do? It's going to go from left to right. Everything backwards. Literally, everything the exact opposite. That's exactly what Hagaon Rav Moshe Shapiro says. Shlita. I mean, I say Shlita because now audio tapes are being released by the family. And thank God. And it's just, Baruch Hashem, if I understand correctly, we have like years and years of recordings to hear. So it's like, Baruch Hashem, the Rav's wisdom is here with us. Baruch Hashem. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. We'll have to maybe go back over and edit everything, but okay. So, and so the bet of Bereshit, that the Torah begins with a bet, and the sages Masechet Sofrim teaches that it's with 4 crowns also, and Rashi teaches that the tagin, the crown, is really like the letter Zayin in the Bavli Shabbat Kuf Dalet Amud Aleph, thanks to Hagaon Rav Zamir Cohen Shlita Hatzofin, page 43, that Rashi writes in that monumental foundation, the most foundational teaching of the Aleph Bet, that there Rashi writes that the tag by the symbol Kuf, the tag is like a zayin basically, which is wide at the top and like a stick downward. And so the Bet Bereshit is the power to begin new every time, forgetting the past, never looking back. That's the bracket there, and being able to just move on to a better future, trying to really leave evil things behind and just keep moving to the future. The sages teach with the symbol Aleph about the importance of having a good friend in the world, a truly good friend, and not what people call friends today. It seems like it's like enemies that people hang out with, like what friends do to each other, God forbid, and like God forbid, if anyone knows what I'm talking about. It's like, this is not, why would you hang out with these people? Anyway, God forbid. Okay, so you go from right to left. The Aleph Bet are tmunot. As we discussed, the Aleph Bet are pictures, as the little kids teach. In the names of the Tanaim, Hagon Rav Zamir Cohen Shlita, in the name of the Tanaim, in the name of little kids, in the name of the Tanaim. Ha'otiyot zazot, 5 of the symbols themselves move. This is something that's, the 5 symbols, the sofiyot that they're called, that this is another unique feature, is that the symbols themselves, they could move. The mem could be open, or the mu could be closed. The nun could be bent, or the nun could be straightened up. These are not different symbols. It's just that it's the same symbol, but the symbol could open, the symbol could close, the symbol could bend, and the symbol could straighten up. And that is these symbols. And so that the prophets then came and made sure that the people know. When the prophets were asked, then they made sure that everybody knows. So we said everything is either male or female, and from the second verse of the entire Torah, Ve'ha'aretz hayta, the earth, she was, teaching that the earth is a feminine thing, was completely lost in translation. And you don't have the male and female in English, and this is a reason for the mass confusion as to which things are actually male and which things are actually female. You do not have this feature. And so another feature is ein milim nirdafot. There are no words that are synonyms. In English, you look at one word and it takes you to another word, and you look at a third word and it takes you, you could just get stuck on a loop, as we saw several times. For example, what's a word? A single distinct meaning element. What's an element? A part. What's a part? A piece. What's a piece? A portion. What's a portion? A part. Okay. You hit a loop. Okay? And so you don't have this confusion in LASHON HAKODESH. There's definitive words. Each word has its own unique meaning. The fact that you're looking at a different word means that each has its own unique meaning. And that's the same with people, that the sages teach that everyone's face is different, so too are all their thoughts and everything about them. They're a completely unique universe in their own right. And they are a unique universe, basically. That's why whoever saves even one person is as if he saved the entire universe. The entire universe was created. Each person, the sages teach, could say on one hand that the entire universe is created for me. That's why Adam was created alone, to teach that lesson. Everyone else is like the NPC in your video game. You are the hero. Hashem is generating the world and everything around you. The better our connection, God forbid, and to call out to Hashem always, to help us in any situation, and not in the names of any other idolatry. I can't imagine if every person doesn't call out in Hashem's name, just says, Hashem, help me. And I can't imagine that they would not be helped. That is, if I understand anything, it should be that. That's Hashem, please help us and save us. Okay, the other thing is that each kol ot, every single symbol, is also a number. That meaning that the alphabet, the symbols also have a unique sound and a unique number. As Rav Aryeh Trugman Shlita, in the name of Rabbi Yitzchak Ginsburg, Shlita Hashem Shmeim Nechayim B'Kol Mishpachtam. And all the sages, that the alphabet are also not only pictures, they are not only sounds, and the pictures and sounds tell their stories, but they are also numbers that each have a numerical value. And these things are extremely significant. They show connections and links between words. For example, like the word ahava, which is love, and the word echad, which is one, in the masculine here. So not that I'm conjugating, as some people would say. That's why I try to even put 3 slashes. But the whole point is that if you calculate then using the number chart, that ahava is, you can calculate 5 and 5 is 10. And bet and aleph, 1 and 2 is 3. So 10 and 3 is 13. And then the word echad. So daled and aleph would be a hey. 4 and 1 is 5. 5 and 8 is 13. You can move 2 from the 5 to leave 3. The 8 becomes a 10. So then you have 3 and 10 and then 13. Again, I'm still trying to unravel if hopefully the secrets of the alphabet will be able to actually make math sort of make more sense, if that makes sense. But we'll see. But the whole point is that this is called Mispar Gadol, the face value, and then there's Mispar Katan, which is deflate basically drop the zeros and deflate it to what it really is. Because, like, for example, a 100 is really a 1 inflated. A 100 is a 1 inflated times 10 and times 10. Okay, so we'll see more things with the numbers, but basically, so Reish, instead of it's 200, it's really a 2 that's inflated 100 times 100, so you deflate it. This is really 2. Shin is 300, but it's really 3 that's inflated. Yud is 10, but it's really 1 that's inflated. Tav is 400, but it's really 4 that's inflated 100 times. You would arrive at the number 13, and here you could already probably figure out Reish is 200, which is really 2. Het is 8, so 2 and 8 is 10, and Lamed is 30, which is really 3, and that's 13 as well. So 13 and 13 again. And another interesting thing, because 13 is such a beautiful number, so what are the Christians, not the people today, and again, English is such a dividing language, because there's the word Christians, meaning Christians, there's Christians, and then there's not Christians, chas v'shalom. Meaning we're different from the start, but no, it's people who are taught Christianity. It's people who are taught Judaism, that we're first people, we're first the same. And then we have been taught different things, as opposed to English, which just divides. It's a dividing language. Again, English might be the root of all these problems in the world, these ways of thinking and speaking, and it maybe destroys things, and it should really fully be analyzed properly. Chas v'shalom. So basically, the number 13 is going to be made to be such an evil, spooky number when it's such a beautiful number. The number ahava is love. Echad is 13, is 1. That these are actually beautiful numbers as opposed to what they teach there. And God forbid, it's like, again, it's a religion that's designed to put down the things that are really truly holy and beautiful and raise up the things that are actually depraved and psychotic, God forbid. And that's what they teach because they have weapons and would threaten your life before. But now without physical weapons that Islam still does today, chas v'shalom and yimach shmam b'zichram, these evil people in the world that just think that they could lift weapons at an innocent human being, and the name of God, especially to destroy God's name like that you're going to slaughter God's creations, chas v'shalom. These things are chas v'shalom. And that phrase is not to be taken lightly. Chas v'shalom is an ancient phrase that's at least 2,000 years old. It's written in the Talmud Bavli that the sages, Rabbi Eliezer and Rabbi Yehoshua, said the words chas v'shalom. It's a very powerful set of words, of course. Not mistranslated, of course. I'm not. Chas is like pity, like chus v'rachem. Chas and shalom is a blessing, that thing should become shalem and complete. Whatever it really lacks, it should have and become fixed and complete. Chas is like pity, and shalom is that it may become complete. It's like a magical spell of good, in a way. Okay, so yeah, these are some of the things that are lost in translation, and this is part of the book, movie, whatever this is going to be that we're discussing. But basically, this is, now we could start to enjoy and start to see the Torah, and this is the symbol face to face, that we will see the Torah face to face and learn everything face to face, meaning with the Aleph Bet in their true forms, exactly as they appear on an authentic Torah scroll, with their explanations. And so this is taken straight out of the Talmud, as Rabbi Zamir Cohen, Rabbi Zamir Cohen, Shlita Hashem Yishmerev V'Chayav V'Kol Mishpachto, as the Rav showed me for the first time in the Rav's book Hatzofen on page 43, the Talmud, that is the snippet of how the sages, how the little kids used to learn the Aleph Bet in the times of the sages, and this is the same exact way that Rabbi Akiva began to learn at the age of 40 years old, and that is, of course, seeing okay. So that is, of course, seeing the Aleph Bet in their true forms with their explanations. And don't be afraid that technical difficulties like that always occur the moment you're about to do something. It seems that way. Do not be discouraged. It seems, I don't know, whatever. I have another video like that. But to say it again, that basically these are the symbols that, this is the method that Rabbi Akiva began to learn at the age of 40, sitting with the little kids, going through the Aleph Bet. And this is the same way, this is how every kid learned, and this is how the sages learned, and everything like that. Okay, and so the sages begin. Okay. This is how the sages then begin. So the kids say Aleph Bet. Sorry. So the whole section introduces like this. So okay. We'll start the next video, I guess, with the actual Aleph Bet. This, I guess, will be the more introduction to the Aleph Bet. All right, called